did you build a team and slowly bring them up?
Sure.
What are the thing you you did?
First thing, you must be very dedicated to your cause. Okay.
Okay.
Secondly, you must be very lucky.
Luck. You need luck also.
Are you sure you need luck also?
Yeah, you need luck.
I thought it's all about technical knowledge.
No, not really. Not really. Jose Mourinho is a lucky person. He was just an interpreter for Bobby Robson in Barcelona, but he's now the top coach. He had a bit of luck. He moved on.
So in life, you need luck, huh?
Yeah, because there are a lot of people who, back in my days, in my kampong, my kampong means Sembawang,
Yeah.
who actually as dedicated as me and as talented as me, but never made it to where I made it because they didn't have the little bit of luck which I had, I think. But no, not all the time Lady Luck's sign on me, but sometimes, you got to work for the luck.
Yeah, sure.
Correct. You got to make it happen.
Yeah, make it happen.
Right. Now, coming back to how do you run or how do you manage a football team? Are the boys rowdy and problems and issues?
I think football is not it's a beautiful game. It's not for rowdies.
Okay.
So actually, we do have fights in the games, but it's all about. It's a beautiful game where you don't use your hand except the goalkeepers.
Okay.
Correct.
So I kind of enjoyed the game, and British soccer was very much influenced me. I mean, Singapore, we listen to British soccer, and we watch it Sunday soccer and that kind of thing. So I got involved and started building teams, young boys. Even though I had a senior team, I kept the 14-year-old boys with me, and I had eyes on both sides. I had very good eyes for young players coming up, and that's how I built it.
So how do you spot a young player? I mean,
It's just like
I know, everybody knows. Okay, you kind of like identified Sundaramurthy.
no, I actually Sundaramurthy's story is a very simple story. We went for a training section for a tournament, and I was an 18-year-old boy trying to get into the team, and he's a 14-year-old boy, and the boy was amazing,
Trying to get into the same team.
Same team. He's a 14-year-old boy, and I'm 18 years old, and I got into the team because I'm a bit older and the boy
Bigger.
I'm bigger, and I'm a skinnier, but I got in the team, and he didn't get in the team, and he was Actually, he's 14 years old. He should be. I didn't get in the team. It's okay, but he was crying. So very disappointed. I went up to him. I said, "Why?" He said, "I should be in the team." I said, "Yeah, you're good enough, but you're young, 14 years old. But I want to be in the team." He said, then I told him, "No man, you come and join me in my team." I had another team on the kampong days, So we had another team. We call it the Sembawang Kian.
Sembawang what?
Sembawang Kian.
Kian.
Yeah, that's a road name. Actually, it was some name, but we gave it as Sembawang Kian. And we were really naughty boys. We actually fought wherever we went.
You mean physically
fight and all that kind of things. We were a rowdy team, as you said. But
I thought you said the footballers are not rowdy.
Not rowdy, but it's a rowdy team.
How can you be a rowdy team?
I caught you there. No, it was like a team. Actually, I wouldn't say rowdy. We were all very hard players. So
you took the sport to the next level,
Yeah, and then
physically.
Sundram went on. Sundram was playing for me at 14 years old. He was already playing in the under-18 tournament. Already playing in the Sembawang League, and we had not only Sundram there. We had Ramesh, Lawrence. Got a lot of young boys playing. Wong Wee Kong. We had a fantastic. One who later on became a national player. Wong Wee Kong was a goalkeeper for the national team for a short while. Ramesh played for the national team. Even though I think Lawrence did not make it because he had other problems, attitude problems. So there were a lot of good boys, and I enjoyed managing these young boys.
Right.
Then so it developed on, and I wanted to get to the best. And when Sundram became the very top player, I wanted to be as famous as him. So I also worked very hard towards it.
So did you manage to get up there?
Yeah, I'm just as famous as him.
Yeah, but he's a player.
Well,
you're a manager.
Famous manager, famous player. That's about it.
Yeah, good concoction, for success.
So do you all have some kind of routine or some kind of schedule or some kind of thing to work on? Or you just play on the field?
No. Once you become professional, then there's training, schedules to follow.
There's strategy.
So before all that, you're just playing football?
No, we had trainings and all
like
that.
Like your Sembawang Kian and
yeah, we played. We were not tactically sound because we were just coming up through the ring. But we were a good team because we could play football. And that's very important. You need to play football. Like sometimes I say, sometimes managers take credit for the team. Sometimes I say maybe even you put my mother as a coach, she would have won the title because the team.
Really? That sounds like you don't need a real manager. We just need a mother.
Yeah, man.
I tell you what.
You probably need a mother.
I tell you what Brian Clough said. Sometimes you can't coach players. Okay, because they're damn good players. Okay, like Roy
Okay.
McFarlane, Colin Todd, Darby. He openly said, "How can I coach Roy McFarlane and Todd? They're very good players. So you've got 11 good players. You don't need to coach. You just stand there and watch them play football. You know. So that's
Really?
what Jose Mourinho did when he won titles with Chelsea.
But I thought there's always a lot of strategy for football. And
No,
all
there
that.
is.
strategy?
Of course, there is strategy. 4-3-3, 4-4-2, all this
Yeah, I heard
formation.
of
All
this.
that.
Yeah.
So there is strategy, but what I'm just trying to say is, if you got 11 classy players, my mother can manage also. So that's what I'm trying to say. But if you really need to mold a team, then you need people like Alec Ferguson.
So how do you mold your team? How do
coaching,
you
coaching.
motivate them?
You coach them from
Yeah, I
young
mean,
kids.
how do
You train them from
motivate
young kids. You train them. You have a system. They follow the same.
What is
system.
their system?
So if you play 4-3-3, you play 4-3-3 all the way from young boy to the senior team, or 4-4-2, you play from young boy to. So then you play. If you're a wing back, you follow what the coach tell you, what you do, and all that. It's a lot of technical stuff.
But I mean, other than football, I mean, it has something to do with I don't know. Do you learn anything or lessons or whatever?
Some
for-
people become very rich through football, like Cristiano Ronaldo.
Okay.
They don't have to work for the rest of their life.
Okay.
So actually, football makes. So if you earn well, you don't have to work for the rest of your life.
So today, coming back 20 years ago, right? You started almost 20 over years back, all right? Now looking back, or almost 30 over years, 3 decades, man. All right? Looking back, what you think was lacking then and is lacking now as well?
Okay, basically, I think the computer or the internet has spoiled young kids to go out onto the sun to play football. They now want to play. They just want to play sometime in the cage where it's in the shade. So you can find the Singapore. I drive now and I don't see much people playing. I see people playing on the pitches, but I don't see as what I saw before. The amount of people playing on a Saturday and Sunday. A lot of people play football, but now I see very little people playing football. And
why do you think so?
I think the internet has given them a cushy life. So they don't
People
want
rather stay at home.
and watch and play football on the computer.
Yeah, man. My son
Thumb
does that all the time. Thumb football.
Yeah.
Thumb sol.
Tamsol.
You got futsal, you got thumb sol.
So that's why you
New
see.
sport, huh? Thumb sol.
That's why you see people in a lot of African players coming out, South American players, because their country is not as developed as Singapore is, so they still have hardship there. So when you got hardship, the only way that you think like a lot of this canoe.
So football is a way to get yourself out of a
poverty.
situation or poverty.
Yes, definitely,
Okay.
definitely.
No, what I hear people saying that it's an art rather
Football-
than it's a sport.
Yeah.
No, actually, art.
Would you
sport-
consider football a sport or an art?
It's a sport art.
Okay.
It's
Or art
a
sport.
sporty art.
Yeah. You know why people say
Or
art?
arty sport.
You know why people say art? Well, if you watch a Lionel Messi, okay, you watch a Maradona.
You gotta forgive us. You know, we're not too good with all this names.
if
names,
you watch Maradona play, if you remember how
Okay,
Maradona,
Maradona, yes, probably
see,
we
you're
understand.
so the way he went with the ball, it's an art.
Right.
When you go past players,
Pele.
Pele,
No, but recently I watched on YouTube, amazing stuff.
From?
That I'm even more amazed. Compared to people like
Maradona.
Yeah.
Who is the player you watch?
I think he's a Spanish guy.
It's a Spanish league you watch actually.
No,
Is
it
that-
was a Spanish guy who can dribble and he really can twist his legs and he was.
He's Barcelona's Lionel Messi.
Lionel Messi. His
Yeah.
name is
Could
Lionel
be,
Messi.
could be.
He messes people around.
I think my son knows the name better because he's the one who is interested in football.
Yeah,
And
Lionel
once a
Messi is
while he
a
will
very
show me this YouTube.
Lionel Messi is an exceptional player. It's like what you say is an art.
So you have artists,
beautiful players.
right? Okay. Now,
It's like when you put a chocolate in your mouth and it melts.
what I want to understand is, it's very interesting. These people are artists.